Good afternoon, Year 4. Happy Wednesday. I'm going to read to you the next instalment of Ivan. I've got my friend here, Baddington, and I've made him a marmalade sandwich so he can sit nicely and enjoy the story. And I've got my cup ready, Mr. Tickle, with my tea in. Are you ready? I'm going to read to you the next instalment called Babies. Back in those days, the Big Top Mall was smaller. It had a pony ride, a wooden train that bustled around the parking lot, and a few bedraggled parrots. But when Mac brought me, a baby gorilla dressed in a crisp tuxedo, to the mall, everything changed. People came from far and wide to have their pictures taken with me. They brought me blocks and a toy guitar. They held me in their laps once, and I even had a baby held in my lap. She was small and slippery. Bubbles flowed from her lips. She squeezed my fingers. Her rear was puffy with padding. Her legs bowed out like bent twigs. I made a face. She made a face. I grunted. She grunted. I was so afraid she would fall that I squeezed her tightly, and her mother yanked her away. I wonder if my mother ever worried about dropping us. We always held on. But that's easy to do when your mother is furry. Human babies are an ugly lot, but their eyes are like our baby eyes. Too big for the faces, too big for the world. One day, after many weeks of loud talking, Helen packed a bag and slammed the front door and never came back. I don't know why, and I never knew why. That night, I slept with Mac in his bed. My old nests were woven of leaves and sticks and shaped like his bathtub, cool green cocoons. Mac's bed, like mine, was flat, hot, without sticks or stars. Still, he made a sleeping sound like a rumble my father used to make when all was well, a sound from deep inside his belly. My place. Mac grew sullen. I grew bigger. I became what I was meant to be. Too large for chairs, too strong for hugs, too big for human life. I tried to stay calm, to move with dignity. I did my best to eat daintily, but human ways are hard to learn, especially when you're not a human. When I saw my new domain, I was thrilled, and who wouldn't have been? It had no furniture to break, no glasses to smash, no toilets to drop Mac's keys into. It even had a tyre swing. Yes, you sit over there and enjoy your sandwich, Baddington. I was relieved to have my own place. Somehow, I didn't realise I'd be here quite so long. Now I drink Pepsi, eat old apples, watch reruns on TV. But many days I forget what I'm supposed to be. I am not a human. Am I? Am I a gorilla? Humans have so many words, more than they truly need. Still, they have no name for what I am. 9,876 days. Ruby is finally asleep. I watch her chest rise and fall. Bob's too. He is snoring. But my mind is still racing. For perhaps the first time ever, I've been remembering. It's an odd story to remember, I have to admit. My story has a strange shape. A stunted beginning and an endless middle. I count all the days I've lived with humans. Gorillas count as well as anyone, although it's not a particularly useful skill to have in the wild. I've forgotten so many things, and yet I always know precisely how many days I've been in my domain. I take one of the magic markers Julia gave me. I make a small X, a cross shape, on my painted jungle wall. I make more X's and more. I make an X shape for every day of my life with humans. The rest of the night, I covered my walls with X's. There was 9,876 X's marching across my wall like a parade of ugly insects. A visit. It's almost morning when I hear steps. It's Mac. He has a sharp smell. He weaves as he walks. He stands next to my domain. His eyes are red. He's staring out of the window at the empty parking lot. Ivan, my man, he mumbles. Ivan? He presses his forehead against the glass. We've been through a lot, you and me, and that's where I'm going to end it today, year 4. I hope you've enjoyed the next instalment. So enjoy the rest of your day, and it's goodbye from Baddington and me, and I'll see you again tomorrow.